1,000 years from now, no one alive today will recognize this planet. The continents will have shifted, the ice will be gone, and the thing we call civilization, it will either have transformed into something unimaginable, or it won't exist at all. This is what Earth looks like in the year 3000. Let's start with the ground beneath your feet. Earth's tectonic plates move about 2 to 5 centimeters per year. Over 1,000 years, that adds up. The Atlantic Ocean will be roughly 20 meters wider. Australia will have crept closer to Southeast Asia. Los Angeles and San Francisco will be neighbors. But the real transformation is the water. If current warming trends hold, and 1,000 years is a long time for compounding, sea levels could rise between 15 and 70 meters. New York, Shanghai, Mumbai, London, not destroyed, but drowned. Slowly, silently, over centuries. And then there's Antarctica. Strip away the ice, which climate models say is plausible on millennium timescales, and you find a continent, an archipelago actually, with mountains, valleys, and enough temperate land to hold entire nations. By the year 3000, Antarctica could be green. If humanity survives, and that is never guaranteed, the species that greets the year 3000 may not look like us. 1,000 years of genetic medicine, cybernetic augmentation, and adaptation to new environments could reshape the human body in ways that make us unrecognizable to our ancestors. Consider, just 10,000 years of agriculture changed our jaw structure, our lactose tolerance, our height. 1,000 years of directed biological engineering could do far more, far faster. Our cities will move, not just geographically, vertically. Space elevators, first theorized in the 20th century, could be the highways of the 31st. Carbon nanotube tethers stretching from equatorial platforms into geostationary orbit. The commute to space, routine. Energy won't be a question anymore. By the year 3000, a civilization still running on fossil fuels would have been dead for centuries. The survivors will harvest energy from the sun itself, orbital solar arrays, possibly even a partial Dyson swarm, a cloud of satellites drinking starlight and beaming power to a dozen worlds. And Earth may not be the only home. Mars, likely terraformed, or at least domed and settled, would be centuries old by then. The first Martians, born and raised under lower gravity, would be a different people. Taller, thinner, with bones that could never return to Earth. But here is the part no one wants to say out loud. The year 3000 is not guaranteed. Civilizations collapse. They always have. The Roman Empire lasted barely 5 centuries at full strength. The Bronze Age collapsed in a single generation. We have existed as an industrial species for less than 300 years. Climate change, asteroid impacts, pandemics, artificial intelligence that escapes alignment, nuclear war. Any one of these could reset the clock. And 1,000 years is long enough for several to happen. The question is not what the year 3000 looks like. The question is whether anyone will be there to see it. And if they are, if some thread of human effort and cooperation and sheer stubbornness carries us through, then the beings who stand on that future Earth will look back at us the way we look at medieval peasants, with compassion and disbelief. 1,000 years. It sounds impossibly distant. But 1,000 years ago, someone stood on the same ground you're standing on now, looked up at the same stars, and wondered what the future would hold. They could never have imagined you. And you cannot imagine them. The ones who come after, the ones who inherit whatever we leave behind. That's the real story of the year 3000. Not the technology, not the oceans, not the ice. It's us. It's whether we choose to still be here. Subscribe and see the unseen.